Hey, what's going on everyone? Seth Miranda here for Adorama TV, coming to you from the Adorama event space here at 42 West 18th Street. You know you're always welcome here, whether in those chairs or virtually in that chat room. And Profoto definitely knows they're welcome here because they stopped by with their new Profoto B20 and B30. This is the next evolution of the B series from Profoto. And as you can see, they are physically bigger by a little bit than their predecessors. So there's a lot to talk about here. We could have done the usual video where we get a model and do a shoot and show you pretty pictures of it. I don't think that really talks to what the lights are about, especially if you're already in the system and you're just wanting to see what's different because you're into the Profoto performance. I will say I did hammer on these for a day and I didn't see any color shift, temperature shift, or exposure shift, and nothing overheated. So right there, I'm pretty happy with it. As far as speed, so they're saying that there is a boost in the cutting down the recycle time. I'm gonna tell you from personal experience, unless you are super sensitive to that, you're not gonna really notice that much of a shorter recycle time, but it is there, so I am gonna note it for you. The modeling light, that is something that did change. So the B10 went to the B10X and that got a little bit brighter of a modeling light, and then they made it even brighter for this series. So they're saying it's about 40% brighter, and I'm gonna tell you, you definitely actually see it and feel it. If you watched our video on the original B10 and B10Xs, the modeling lights were what was used to film the talking head part of that. We'll put a link down below to that, but this light is, you can definitely feel that it is a brighter light. Now the question is, even if I can go into the app and I can control, you know, what's going on with the light and the bicolorness and the brightness and all the stuff in the app, which really cool that prototypes already connect to the app. Anyway, even if I have all that, you're gonna say, but Seth, the B10X and the B10X Plus, when I was trying to use them for video, they got a little loud because of the fan. And I haven't had the fan kick on yet on these. I don't know what's going on with that, but I can probably guess that that has to do with the larger size, thermals, things like that. And I will take a little bit more size on the body if it means that I can use it for another application like a constant light. They're not saying to use it for video. They're not saying that you should use it for video or could use it for video. I'm saying that I have in a pinch, and that was with the older lights. So if the newer lights are brighter and quieter, just makes it more of a bonus for me personally. You know, your mileage may vary, but that's where I'm gonna go with that one. Another thing you're gonna notice is that when you do turn on the light, it has almost like a progress bar boot up screen. And it just shows that they went into the operating system and did a few things. One thing that I noted that was on the Pro D3 and the higher end lights, which I'm a huge fan of, it's tiny little detail. I'm probably making too big of a deal of it, but when you mount your light upside down, the display flips with you. So if you're someone that's working erratic and you're looking at a light really quick and it says 9.3, but it's really 6, you don't gotta worry about that because it's giving you the actual orientation that you're working in. And small little things like that go a long way for me, but it just shows that they did go into it and there's some things going on there. And Profoto's really been great about firmware updates as far as compatibility, efficiency of the light, all that stuff. So this is what we're looking at here. Let's talk about the physical differences because I think that's really where this new release lines up. Like I said, you've got the same batteries, same AC power adapter, you've got the same stand adapter, you've got the same app that works with it, you've got the same all that stuff, but what's different? Okay, let's mount this light onto a stand and do a once around. Let's start off with the back of the light. The first thing you're gonna notice, aside from the fact that it is a bigger shell, rubberized, and the bumper where the screen is a little bit more built out, which is nice to see if you're someone that travels a lot and you pack your lights, you're always worried about that screen getting smashed in. It's nice to see that the bumper's got a little bit of a boost there. But underneath the light is really what I think is what we wanna talk about here. We used to have just the USB-C port. Right next to that is the return of the sync port. Yes, yes, all of you Profoto users rejoice. So if you're someone that wanted to hardline or use third-party transmitters, and you can do that now. So that means you can just connect something like a Hasselblad or large format or analog to this and not worry about it. You can have the sync port if you lost anything for a remote. Just if you have a sync cord in your bag as a super backup, you have it right there. And the USB-C port, that's pretty much for data. So if you do want to do firmware updates, not with the app, not with Bluetooth, you can hardline that as well. It's just nice to see those options. The sync port is something I personally missed on the previous generation. So it's really great that Profoto's like, we hear you, here's your sync port, kids. I'm very happy about that. Now, that's same button layout. Same interface, same easy to use, And that's pretty much the big difference on that. Another thing to note about the stand adapter. So yes, it's the same stand adapter, but you actually do have the choice of getting an OCF handle for this thing. What am I talking about? Well, if you take off the adapter, you have that 1/4-20 you've always seen, but there's also 4 screws here. 4 screws come in the box with the OCF handle, and it comes with a tool as well. And what you can actually do is mount it to the light and then mount the stand adapter to this handle. And what they're saying is that gives you even more stability with larger modifiers, like I said, 5-foot octaves, things like that. And some people just like having a handle. I do appreciate this being optional. This is not in the box. This is something that's an add-on, but it will make the light physically bigger. So again, if you're someone like me that travels a lot with the lights, something to consider. But if you're someone that's going into a studio with larger modifiers, something to maybe consider if you want that type of stability or support for your light. Just a quick side note and tip on the already existing stand adapter. Most people mount it from here onto a stand, but if you're using something like a heavier modifier and you're worried about balance, close it up and mount it from here and you'll actually see some more stability there. The other thing that's a huge difference, big difference, and another reason I think the lights are a little bit longer is that this is a user replaceable tube and the lens is held on by the 3 metal clips that we used to see on the B1X and other lights like that. Why is this so crazy? Well, before with the older ones, you had these clips that you could not, there was no movement, you couldn't do it yourself. You had to send your light to Profoto if you wanted to swap out your tube or just refresh them or whatever. But bigger than that, you can now take the lens off and put on the dome. Yeah, so all you people that are like, man, I really wish it was an extruded light. I wish that there was an external tube or whatever. You can do that. So you can put the dome on and use it with things like beauty dishes or something like 6-foot strips if you want to get more light expulsion to fill more evenly inside those larger modifiers. There's a case for both, right? There's a case for the flat front and there's a case for people that are wanting domes. Now you have the option of just getting the dome, popping out the glass yourself and putting that in, which is what I used to do on my B1Xs, and I totally appreciate that. It's so great to see it here on the new B30 and the B20. So we're looking at basically not just a refresh, but a rethinking of what these lights are. It's gonna give you the same reliable performance that you've known from Profoto. If you're in the Profoto system, it's all gonna work the same way, I'm really happy it's the same battery, same AC adapter. And I do think they did a pretty good job at looking at this light and going, how can we make it so that people don't think, well, do I need something different? Like, no, this light can pretty much handle whatever you're probably doing with the B10Xs already, B10X Pluses already, and then some, thinking that it's stronger, brighter modeling light, more efficient with heat dissipation, I believe personally, more options with the dome in the front, the replaceable tube, I mean, all this stuff, right? So I'm going to be using these throughout the channel going forward. Daniel Norton is using them live on the on-set lives that we do here at the event space. Make sure you check out Daniel's lives right here on this channel. I'll be on the Adorama Events channel, which is the channel where we stream everything out of the event space. I'll be using these lights over there if you want to see them in use or have any other questions. But if you're not going to join me there, hit me with a comment down below. I'll do my best to answer it with my limited use on these lights so far. But personally, in my opinion, I'm super amped. I think this is great. And if you want, check out the links down below for all the full nerd specs. And don't forget to subscribe because we're putting out videos like this every day. And we want to see you guys stick around. So my name's Seth Miranda. This is Adorama, and I will see you next time. Later.